call. So I'm just going to get right into the whole nitty-gritty. So,
Absolutely.
hi Summer. Good morning once again. So nice to have you on call today. So, very quickly, just a bit of an introduction. My name is Cynthia. Cynthia Obinatu, and I work as the senior social media associate here at Shillits Africa. And to tell you a bit more about the docu-series interview or reports that we would normally do is our own way of, spotlighting African women to show their progress so far and the beautiful, amazing things they've been doing as African women, of course, so that especially for founders, business owners, basically, so that for the upcoming ones that we have, they have people to look forward to. They have people who get to motivate them, and they are able to do same and are able to go after their goals. Basically. So again, it's so nice to have you here on the call with me, and I would like for you to introduce yourself as well. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Cynthia, and thank you for having me. So, my name is Summer Okibe, and I am a dual qualified energy regulatory and environmental lawyer, currently live in Canada. I'm the founder of To Support Young Kids Foundation, as well as Aderaya Academy, which we'll talk about as we progress. Yes, that was going to be like a very short summary of who I am.
Oh yeah, it's fine. Thank you. So I would like for you to take me through your journey back to the beginning as always Summer Okibe in terms of what has inspired you so far in your journey into energy law and climate justice as well.
Great, very great question. And to be very honest, I would say when I was young, I didn't really know like what I was going to focus on was going to be on energy law. I knew the issues. I knew I didn't like it. Um, Not everybody can connect power, electricity to energy. But
Yeah,
that's the thing. So I grew up, like everybody would always shout up NEPA whenever there is lights. When they take up the lights, you're like, oh my God, what just happened? Right?
yeah,
But then I grew up in a home that once the NEPA took the lights, the generators were on. And now that's because we could afford it. But
mm,
then when I looked out of the window, several houses didn't have the ability to, use the generators and all of
yeah,
that stuff. And then it makes it worse that there are people who have never seen electricity at all. I had a friend who said she has never seen electricity before. Like she literally has to go to an uncompleted building to read just because
mm,
they don't have electricity at home,
yeah,
right? And then I didn't like that because it looked like I couldn't comfortably talk about the shows or cartoons I was able to watch as a child, right?
yeah,
At the time, it didn't make sense to me as to if this is energy. I would be lying if I said that. But when I started going to like the university, I picked a very huge interest in environmental law because I felt like that is something that affects everybody. Energy law is becoming a very huge deal. And I like the fact that it's coming out because a lot of things are connected to that. But this is like a background story of how I just like I didn't like what was going on, but then I had to connect it to an environmental issue. And energy is an environmental issue as well.
yeah, it is, it is. Oh, that's a really, really great story. And thank you so much for sharing. So in connection with this, I'd like to understand what your biggest mindset shift basically was when you had to make what you had to do in moving from law and then policy into hands-on community work
So I did not move. As a matter of fact, I'm doing all three at the same
at the
time
same
because
time.
because I feel like if we're talking about climate justice, who is actually going to represent these communities? A lawyer, right? And I'm a lawyer, so I cannot take that away. When it comes to policy work, I also have to be involved because I feel like we have a lot of policies that are not being implemented. So,
Mhm.
what can I do? How can our voices be heard as a community, as an advocate? It would only carry so much weight as a lawyer. So, that's why I don't leave one. I always do the three because I feel like when I'm still connected to the community,
Yeah.
that way I feel like I have a purpose,
Mm.
not necessarily because of me being a lawyer or any of those things. So that's why I can't, I have to connect all three together. It's just connected. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. So that's why it's like I'm doing policy work. I'm also a lawyer and I'm also doing community work as well. They are intertwined. I
Oh, that's
can't
amazing.
separate them. Yeah.
That's really, really amazing. Okay, bringing you down to the impacts you are building and doing all of these things, these three projects concurrently. I'm going to, for now, focus on the academy that you are building. I need you to tell us about the Adiraya Academy. Am I correct with the pronunciation?
Oh
Yes.
yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I read that it's tuition free and solar powered school as well in Enugu, right? So
Yeah.
what gap basically were you trying to fill when you started this project, and why solar energy specifically? I mean, I know that you've told me about your journey into that, but I would need
Mhm.
you to connect the whole thing, the whole dots basically together. Yes.
Right. Great. Thank you. Adora Academy, it's a baby that is very dear to my heart.
Mhm.
And this is because of what I promised to God, because I just realized that at that point in my life, I needed to make, like a very huge sacrifice. And looking at Adora Academy, I just knew that if I had just said I wanted to build a school, I would have built a school and that's it. But what about electricity? You'll be worried about that
Yeah,
because we already have an electricity issue. Today, the national grid is, you know, blowing out and the entire country is blacked out. Do you understand? And I'm like, I don't want to build a school and depend on the national grid.
mm,
I also want to do something that gives these children energy justice at a young age so that when they grow up, they're not talking about, oh, I never had electricity while studying. It's like, oh, I had the opportunity to go to school and I had to read. Even if they don't have electricity at home, all they needed to do is to come back to that school. Maybe would have like a scheduled time for them to read even after school hours. That way, there is energy justice because I realized that whenever we're saying, oh, let's do this, let's do that, energy transition, we're not thinking about the affordability of that lifestyle. Is it possible for a community to go into clean cooking, for instance?
yeah.
No. Solar panels are not even cheap.
Mm,
So it's as if we're clamoring for clean energy, but they are not affordable, they are not accessible by these communities. It's still the rich that gets to buy solar panel,
of
you
course.
know, put in their houses and all of that. So that's why I picked solar panel. That's why I just wanted it to be okay, you know what, this school is going to be powered by solar panels, and that's it. Yeah.
That's really amazing, and thank you for sharing. So now down to law. Um,
Mhm.
so I would need you to give me an overview of the projects that you've had to work on in that particular like area. Because yeah, you have recently launched a 500,000 annual prize for outstanding female law graduates, right? What's the
Mhm.
idea behind that and the inspiration for that, especially because it's particularly for women?
All right. I would say, first of all, shout out to the winner for this year, Precious.
Oh,
I yes, I started that with my alma mater because first of all, I understood that there is a gap, and this gap is when it comes to funding, in
okay.
the sense that when I started applying for scholarships abroad and all of that stuff, it looked very alien to me, if I can put it that way, because it's not something that happens regularly in Nigeria. And I felt like if we had, some sort of grants or scholarships in our
Yeah.
schools, probably that would kind of encourage people to do better or strive to read better or even help folks who don't have the money
Mhm.
to go to law school because right now law school is pretty much almost 500K. So if you win this, you get to get money to go to law school,
That's cool.
right? It just makes sense. But imagine where there is no scholarship, what are you doing? So, and I don't like such environments. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do something for girls. Be the best female graduate in laws. I don't care if you are the third overall best in the faculty. Maybe two guys won before you.
Yeah,
That's not my interest is on women. So I was like, you know what, just put it out there. So that was one of the things that encouraged me to do that. And so far, I've realized that a lot of students have been so excited. Like they really want to, like do better for next year so that they can win the
they
do
can.
you like it's just a very healthy competition and it would be very easy for them when they want to apply for external scholarships. Trust me, that is one thing I want to build in them. That confidence to start
Yeah.
aiming for scholarships early enough. I didn't have the opportunity, right? So I want to give women that opportunity. Yes.
I thank you. Thank you for thinking about women all of the time. That's really, really amazing. So,
Thank you.
I mean, I'm just curious and I have a question to know, apart from your alma mater, do you have plans to, take it further to maybe other institutions that we have here in Nigeria and even probably beyond Nigeria as an African country?
Mm. So, two things. The
Okay.
first one is I have the plans of extending it to Nigerian law school.
Nigerian law
I'm
school.
still, yeah, so I'm still trying to have that conversation to see how that can be done. But
Okay.
that's something that I am planning. Secondly, another way that I already give back to other students across Nigeria
Yeah.
is through a debate competition called 5 Minute Climagy Field. So climagy is climate and energy. So
Yeah.
when you come on that space and you're debating, like you're going to win prizes, right? So this year, what we want, because last year we just did virtual. We're trying to see because I feel like there was just a lot of inconsistencies in the virtual,
That's right. Okay.
yeah. So I feel like debate is it's very sweet when it's in
Always very
person and
sweet
every
when it's in person.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm,
So I'm trying to partner with all the student associations in different schools
okay.
and have them do these things. And then we have the grand debate competition, between this is the winner from maybe South South, and then this is the winner, and then we come together
Oh,
and do that's what I want to do. But at every stage, I want them to get money, right? Because
yeah,
it also encourages them. There's so many, I don't want them to see things like, because the truth of the matter is there is money on the table to be won internationally.
of
How
course.
do you have that kind of mindset if you've never won anything before? So it's just a way to kind of like help them. So that's what I know that I can like I'm doing right now to
Yes.
spread across the other schools. But for me to like say, oh, best graduate, it has to be law school, it has to be connected to law, it has to
But
be connected to what, yeah. So yeah, except maybe in the future that changes. But for now, this is it. Yeah.
okay, okay. Thank you so much for that. Now, with regards to funding, because I mean, I know when it comes to funding, it's also a workload on its own, actually. And then bringing it down to climate and solar. So you building a solar powered school in Nigeria comes with infrastructure and the funding obstacles, right? So for you, what were some of the real barriers that you've had to encounter and how have you like scaled through these different stages?
To be very honest, it is still a struggle. It's still a struggle in the sense that you could get a land today and then you find out that there is a long list of battle as to who owns the
Oh,
property or not.
yes.
When you think you've gone past that stage, there's another one waiting for you. But one of the things that I am very grateful for is the fact that, in as much as I don't live in Nigeria, I
Yeah.
have family who are kind of like really taking it as a personal project to ensure that it comes to light. We're still in the baby stages, we're still pushing. Sometimes it's discouraging because you're like, why are you struggling to do something for people that don't even want it? right? Like you hear
Yeah.
people that will say, "Oh, I wanted to install a solar powered water pump," and you find out that a community member is saying no.
Hmm.
You get what I mean? Like, or
Yeah.
when you build it, you find out that they've stolen things. So it's a struggle, but I would just say that we have to keep striving, right? Like we have to
Yeah.
keep striving until we get it done. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for that explanation. So, I know you mentioned that it's still a struggle and there's probably been some setbacks. And so, in all of these things, what are the lessons that you are learning and how are you applying these lessons? And I mean, for the sake of other women who maybe in this same line as well, what would you probably
Mhm.
want to say to them?
Very simple. Uh, The process will try to frustrate you. It will try to make you feel like you're wasting your time, you're
Yeah,
not putting your money in the right places. But I would just encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop. Because the moment you stop, you're killing the dream for other people.
yeah,
You have no idea what your resilience is doing for the community. So the community might not see what's going on behind closed doors. It might take you 5 years to achieve that dream. But imagine that you stop and don't even get to the fifth year. You've lost every single thing and all the efforts that you've even put in the first place. So why stop? It doesn't matter how long it takes, but make sure that you're still working towards that goal. Yeah.
okay, okay, good. I mean, your work spans across climate policy, education, women's empowerment, and grassroots actions as well, basically. What does success look like for you for, say, for the next 3 to 5 years, and for all of the projects that you are concurrently working on as well?
Hmm. I struggle with the word success because what is actually success? Because at every point, you find out that there is always a new goal.
A new goal, absolutely. Yes.
So I struggle with the word success because that way it's not about me and not about the community.
Okay.
I tell people, I said, prior to focusing on, or prior to even focusing on my whole career and everything, I used to be a very serious businesswoman. There's nothing that I love business. That's the kind of family I came out from because that's what they love to do.
Yeah.
So I love business, but I knew that that's not me. I I mean I love when women do businesses and all of that, but I feel like what God has called me to do is to impact. And how do I impact? Giving back, even when it's not convenient.
Yeah.
So success to me is probably seeing that the people that I'm helping or communities that I'm helping are thriving. So I can't come out and put a timeline to that because it could happen in 1 year, it could happen in 2 years, it could
Yeah.
happen in a lesser period. But then the goal for me the next 3 years is that at least I'm not calling it success.
Yeah.
The goal for me is that Aderaya is standing and there is no issue whatsoever with that. And at some point we get to expand because Aderaya is being built on personal funding. I'm not applying for grants. I'm not applying for any of those things for that.
Yeah.
That's the promise I made to God, and I want to stick to it. That's why when people say, "Oh, someone tell your friends," I'm like, I don't need my friends to do that. Even if it would take me a longer time to build it, I would take my time. No pressure.
At all.
But
Yeah.
I know that my goal is that that's what I want to achieve. Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So you are going to tell me for young Nigerian women who get to watch this or who are watching this, whether they're interested in, law, climate, energy, or advocacy, or they want to do all of it at the same time, just the way you are doing it. What would be your first 3 steps they should take to build meaningful impact?
Hmm. Very good question. So I would say God, I'm not a rule person. So
Yeah. Okay.
that's why I'm not really I don't know like but I would try to break it down. So
Okay,
maybe the
okay,
first thing you want
fine.
to do is to do like a self-reflection. Ask
Okay.
yourself questions. What is my purpose on earth? I genuinely don't think that our purpose is the way we have structured it in our head, the typical
Yeah.
way. Oh, when you grow up, you have to get married, you have to do all those things are great.
Okay.
But you need to ask yourself, what is my purpose? What has God created me for? Once you're able to have that self-reflection, did God call you to probably cook for 1,000 people every year, and then you tell yourself you want to split that every
Yeah.
month, maybe 100 people every month, you just cook because you're running a business. So you have to have that in mind that, okay, I will just cook for 100 people once a month to meet my targets,
Mm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you could say the second step is what are the things that I need to do to achieve that goal? And the first thing, let's say you want to cook for 1,000 people, is
Yeah.
to ensure that you have that money or the food items to cook for that 100 people every
Every-
month.
Oh, yes.
So you need to plan. It's not something that you want to jump into. And see, people can say, ah, you're doing too much, you're doing a lot. That's okay. That is completely okay.
Mm.
You know your purpose. Only you and God know. Like, it might seem crazy to other people, but you know where you're going to. And the third
Yeah.
step is execution. It doesn't matter how long you take to execute it. So let's say, oh, you got that mindset of, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to start doing. And you start planning towards it. What are the things that I need? Who are the people do I like? What team members do I need? Do I need volunteers to start? How do I get the word out?
Okay.
Start small, start posting on social media. You don't have to, like do so many things. You don't have to wait for a big breakthrough. No.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
All right. Thank you very, very much. And just one last question for this. It's really been a really insightful conversation with you so far. I would like you to tell me what it means to you to be a part of the SLA ambition reports and to be able to, share your story to other African women, basically.
great. First of all, SLA is doing an amazing work. So when I got the invitation, I was like, why not? This is absolutely amazing because your platform has always been anchoring African women,
Yeah.
encouraging women. So why not be a part of that project, right? Secondly, I feel like women need to do more. We need to speak out more. So this platform is doing just that. And I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to even have this conversation. I do not have to stress myself
Yeah.
very, yeah. So it's amazing. Thank you for having me again.
Oh, thank you so much for agreeing to be on this call with us. I also really, really appreciate it. So do you kind of like have more maybe something else you want to share or anything basically?
Oh, to be very honest, I would just speak to women who will be listening to this. I would say
Okay.
that you should be very, very, very audacious.
Hmm.
Do not stop doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you know that you have a plan or a goal and it doesn't make sense to every other person in the world, only you, that's what matters. Keep pushing, keep doing it. You would see that at the end of the day, your consistency, your resilience is what will pay off, and not necessarily, what people would not even clap for you at the beginning. Ignore the noise. It will
Yeah.
come. Recognition will come. Awards will come. Focus on you. Focus on the goal that you want to, achieve, the
Yeah.
impact that you want to make. And you are beautiful and strong. There's nothing that you cannot achieve. Just set your mind to it, and everything is, yeah. So,
All
yeah, that
right.
would be my final words. Yeah.
All right, thank you so very much, Summer. It was really, 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 really great having you on this call. I can't even count
Thank
how many
you.
times I've had to mention this. And thank you for your insightful, your insightful, should I call it, um, advice or something, right? But yeah, thank you so very much. And we've come to the end of this. I told you it was going to be a short interview.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I would
Thank you so
definitely
much.
follow up with you on anything else I need from your end, in terms of putting this together for promotion across our social media. But thank you again.
Absolutely.
Thank you again.
Absolutely. Feel free anytime. Thank you so much,
Bye.
Cynthia, and enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Okay. All right. Bye.